Okay, so the first film I'd like to talk about in my Criterion collection is one that has been seen in a better light in recent years. And it was a major flop, but unlike other flops, it ruined everything. Not just its backing studio, but Hollywood in general. And it gave studios the justification to take creative control away from the creators. Not that it's anything new. Hollywood has always had a little wiggle room with that, but this became a little more widespread. And the film in question is Heaven's Gate. Now, I like this film, and I've liked it from the first shot. When it comes to cinematography, it is a masterpiece. Or is it? On his show, Roger Ebert said, "This is the most unpleasant movie to look at that I can remember. Not only do you get all the dust, but in other scenes you have smoke, you have fog. Then every scene is shot in soft focus and it's toned down to sepia tones, a kind of dirty, muddy yellow." So does this release count as a true restoration? After all, restoring is reverting to the original, and if it always had that look, then scrubbing it off is an alteration. It doesn't seem like film degradation is at play. It may have been printed improperly, but I think Michael Cimino wanted that more antique look. And the film is kind of a mess too, because the only relationship we get established is James and Billy in the opening scene, which was shot after principal photography. And then in the 1890 portion, it carries no weight because they spend barely any time together. Not too odd as he get older, but it doesn't have any bearing on the story. We do see James's old girlfriend with whom he ends up, but we see the picture of the two of them so often throughout the film. That's all we really need. And speaking of unnecessary scenes, and a little confusing, why does Christopher Walken shoot that immigrant at the beginning of the 1890 portion, and then he suddenly demands warrants for all the immigrants planned to be murdered? He doesn't seem to have a change of heart. If you're going to have a character like that, then they should maintain that track record throughout, or there should actually be a growth that you see in them, an actual development. The film won some unflattering awards too. It won a Stinker Award for worst sense of direction. I do kind of agree with that one though, because it's just long. It's long for the sake of being long. There's no point to its length. It was nominated. Christopher Christopherson was nominated for not supporting actor, worst actor. Which, I mean, he wasn't that bad. He can't hold his own, I don't think, quite with Christopher Walken and some of the others. But that's okay. He won worst director, Razzie. The Chris Christopherson Award was a Razzie as well, actually, the worst actor. One of the more puzzling awards that it was nominated for was Most Intrusive Score. Now, that may have come from the recut that was done, because there was a 2.5 hour version done after it had been running for about a week in New York at the 3.5 hour runtime. So that might have been it. But for this, I think the score was really, really good. I really liked the music. It was in the right places. It didn't get in the way of anything. But so it was nominated and won a lot of those unflattering awards, but it also was nominated for the Palme d'Or. But I think the Europeans and people in the UK received the film a little bit better than the people in the US. So ultimately, I really like the film, and it's one that I've seen twice now, because when I watched it, I said to myself, I gotta watch that again. Not just for purposes of the video, but I felt like I should watch it again. Not right away. There really aren't many movies, if any, that I want to watch on a loop. But I'd watch this movie again too. In conclusion, I like the movie it's far from the worst movie ever made. I don't know why anyone says that, but I've seen the worst movie ever made, so I have more respect for a lot of movies now. But this is, it's not the worst movie ever made. It's not the best Western ever made, but it is quite good despite its flaws. It's just one of those. It's just one of those movies that maybe it is because it's long. I don't know. I like long movies, but it gets you. You see it and you want to see it again. And then you want to see it again. I can't explain it. It just happens like that sometimes. So ultimately, I do enjoy the film. You know. All right. Thank you.